So welcome back to Board Adventures. How's it going? I hear you cry a mixed bag. If ever there was one, we are top of the Bundesliga, although we've already lost a game and we've looked anything but convincing so far in the league. But it's in Europe where we've really been experiencing problems. We're yet to win in the Champions League. It turns out that teams from Denmark are absolutely unstoppable. We've upset the entire squad by not being able to meet the registration rules for the Champions League competition. And this evening, we're taking on Juventus. So here's the Bundesliga table after 8 games. Looks great, doesn't it, when you're top of the pile there? But we've got 6 wins, a draw and a defeat. We're clear on 1 goal from FC Bayern. And we've not really looked that convincing in some of our games. After the Super Cup win over Dortmund, we breezed through the German Cup with our friend Hernan Granocchi getting 5 goals in that game. Absolutely filling his boots. We got our league campaign off with a 1-0 win over Bochum. Granocchi again didn't really look convincing. Neither did we when we played Hoffenheim either. Little bit better against Freiburg, went out and beat them 5-1. And then we followed that up with a 3-0 win against Leverkusen. And at that point, things were looking pretty good. But then the Champions League campaign kicked off. We went out to Portugal to face FC Porto. We were 2-0 down shortly after half-time in this game. We tried out our new attacking tactic in the second half. It was very unsuccessful. We had to try and scramble late on to rescue a point, even hitting the bar in stoppage time when we could have grabbed a late win. But then we followed it up with another stuttering performance by losing to Schalke. Weren't really that convincing and needed an injury time goal to put a bit of a gloss on a win over Werder Bremen. Then we played at Midtjylland as well at home in the Champions League. We were absolutely terrible and they deserved their 1-0 win. In fact, it could have been an awful lot more. We got back to winning ways by beating Hertha Berlin, Garrincha and Gasopo getting a late goal. But again, that looked like we were clinging on for a 1-0 win for a lot of the game. And we were trying to cling on in the second half against Augsburg in the derby. But they grabbed an equaliser and looked like the more threatening team going forward. So we have been a little bit jittery, a little bit stuttery. We have not played well so far. And now we've got to go and play Juventus, and defeat against Juventus might mean that Champions League qualification is already out of our hands, and we might be scrambling just to try and make it into a Europa League position. So, well, we need this one, I'm going to be honest. So we've tweaked things a little bit. We're going with a 4-1-4-1 today. We're going to try and be a little bit more solid than we have been. Our clean sheets have dried up. The defence that was so resplendent last season, well, is nowhere to be seen this season. Let's just show you the registration problems we've had. We had to leave out some of our players to be able to meet the quota of not being able to register foreign players when you don't have enough Germans in your squad. So we've had to leave out our backup right winger, Pedro de la Vega, which is a bit of a disaster because Granocchi is absolutely tuckered out, bless him. He's on 79% fitness. We've got nobody else who can play right winger. Maybe a bit of an oversight that we can bring in. And the rest of the squad, we're furious that we left out not just De La Vega, but Albert Villa as well. Because we had a youngster that could play left back for us, so we decided to leave him out. My goodness, the toys were thrown right out of the pram, not just by him, by the way. The entire squad stormed the office. It was a frightening time, and to be honest, we could have done with a couple of those boys in order to try and rest some of our players, but it's not to be. We are going to have to plead with the boys. Let's show them a little bit of faith as well. Juventus, you'd expect when the Champions League draw came out, you'd expect them to be the top team. They're bottom at the moment. They're the only team that's done worse than us in their opening couple of games. And we're at home today and we need to beat them. We're fearing the wounded animal because Juventus seem to be spending a lot of money and have some pretty familiar names in their lineup, although maybe aging names now. And inside 10 minutes, the highlights are underway. And we don't have the ball, so it could be for them. And if we lose this one, think we're in a little bit of trouble in our debut European campaign with Stuttgart. We've asked the midfield to be incredibly busy. We've got 3 of them on attack duties, flooding forward to try and help Garrincha. We've still got a playmaker in there to try and hit Garrincha with long balls. But we can't even touch the ball at the moment. They are playing through us, and we've relied on our young Argentinian goalkeeper to nudge it around the post. This is an underwhelming start. He's decided to punch there. I'm not sure that was the right decision. He's looked pretty solid in the season or so we've been here, but that, a little bit on the squiffy side. We've not started disastrously. We've matched them for the shots. But we need to eke out a win. We're trying to be solid here. So if it's 0-0 at half-time, we're okay with that. A 1-0 win. We're delighted. We're trying to get back to clean sheets. Scoring on the counter-attack. We brought Donkey in for this game for a bit of freshness. And our English playmaker, David Helm as well. Here's Rodrigo. He likes to cut in. That was an ugly little shot, if ever there was one. Look at Grenache. He's already down on the 70s. In fact, our entire squad looks tired. We've messed up the squad assembling. We needed more Germans. We've got some youngsters who are not quite ready. In a season's time, I think we'll have a few Germans in the team. So expensive, we couldn't sign any during the summer. What have we got? Here's Mariba, who's playing a little bit further forward in this new formation. And there's the man, it's Garrincha. I thought he might be offside for a tickle there, but he's hooked one over his shoulder. Top corner. Assisted by Javier Gomez, the right back. We will take that on 30 minutes. Donkey to Mariba, out to the right back. A dink, a punt, a good finish. Ooh, good start. Thank you, Juventus. You have gifted us one there. Slack defending. Garrincha, he is impish up front. Quite happy playing that lone front man, honestly. Garrincha is settling into life in Germany. Let's assertively say we're not getting complacent. And I'll tell you this, Petrelli has been a pretty decent backup for Garrincha so far this season as well. He's come off the bench and he has scored in multiple games. So we're looking a little bit better up front. But the trade-off is that we start to look a little bit leaky at the back. And we've got a second half here where absolutely nothing is happening. And I'm afraid Grenache just can't go any longer. So let's go with something cheeky. We're going to go Petrelli on. We're going to swap Petrelli and Rodrigo around. And we're going to ask Garrincha to go out there onto the left, which he almost can do. And a complete lack of highlights is absolutely fine by us. Delict has been booked. We've got a free kick. Is it Garrincha on it? Is he going to strike it? Come on, what's the Brazilian wizard got? Not an awful lot. We don't really have a dead ball specialist. Considering how overpowered set pieces are in Football Manager 2020, that's probably another managerial oversight, which is becoming a familiar theme. Here we go. Garrincha's on the dead ball again. He's slung one in. What are we doing? Pushing? Offside? Pushing, I think. No replay. All right, we said we'd take a 1-0 win, and we've got a 1-0 win, and we have dragged ourselves back into contention in European competition. Let's have a little look at our table there. Where does that leave us? Third. We need to pick up some results against Porto and Midtjylland as well, I fancy, but it is at least back on. Okay, so we've got a huge run of fixtures coming up. We're going to have some very, very tired legs. I'm thinking we're going to be coming back for one of our later Champions League games, maybe even that last one against Midtjylland, to see whether we can qualify for the knockout stages of the Champions League. Thank you for everybody that's watching along. Thank you to all you likers, you cheeky subscribers. You are heartwarmers one and all. We've got to go away and do some more tactical tinkering, I feel, as we prepare to try and qualify for the knockout stage of the Champions League in Border Adventures.